So now for the next topic we want to really dive into in this podcast is the social aspect of dancing. And something that I think it resonates with a lot of people. And that's one of the reasons why I wanted Noelia to really be on this podcast today. Because she's someone now in the DMV, so that's DC, Maryland, and Virginia. If you didn't know what that stands for, because maybe you're not in the DMV area. So the DMV stands for DC, Maryland, Virginia. And those are the 3 states where I think it's so interconnected. You meet people from all 3 states at all activities at all time. Mm-hmm. And Noelia is someone that I've respected since I met her when I met her social dancing. I believe this was way back in 2017, right? And I think immediately when I met her, I could feel her energy. In one of our very first conversations, I don't think she remembered this, but it was at the TSR room, the Salsa room in Arlington, Virginia, Columbia Pike.
I remember.
I gave her my business card, and we talked for a minute, and I said, listen, you have within you the spirit of dancing. And my exact word to you till this day, I can remember, was that you have the ability to heal through dancing and to extend that to so many people. And I gathered that from my experience of dancing with you, but also witnessing your ability to move in the moment of social dancing. So one thing that I really want to now understand from you is also for the audience to understand you, what you are, because you are the queen of TSR, right? And now you form your own ongoing event, Dine and Dance, right, at Lima Twist in Washington, D.C. So you have really been consistent in your commitment to social dancing and the improvement of that. The respect though comes from you, not just social dancing, but really putting in the time and effort to educate yourselves in other style of dances, but also develop your dancing. I would like to really understand things that drive you to be so connected and engaging with social dancing.
Thank you. Yes, the things that drive me, honestly, I feel like I was made for this. Like when I started, I was like, it just felt right. Mm-hmm. So that's one of the main things. I really lead a lot with my gut, like with my gut feeling and how things feel, and energetically. I'm like, if something energetically feels off, I feel it in my body and I just don't do it. But when something feels right, then I'm just like go full force. And I think like that's that's what drives me really. And it's like the connection, the social aspect of it. I'm always like, I love psychology and like the understanding people and humans and also spirituality. And so like dance, kind of like a dance teacher does that a lot. Like we're basically like psychologists and spiritual healers.
100%.
So I'm like,
absolutely,
okay,
yes.
Cool. Like this is perfect.
This
like,
is true.
So it just kind of matched me. Like everything that all my like life instances helped me to get to this point. And also I'm very consistent. So like when I like something, I'm very consistent. And that helps a lot in this world and in any world really, in anything that you want to succeed in, you have to be consistent. So I'm like, okay, I feel like this is the only thing that I'm like, that's really consistent in my life is the rhythm. Like I have this rhythm. I need to move. I need to have a good time. I have to like release a lot of energy, which is why I like the social aspect of it more than, that's what I've done more than anything else. Like as far as like I haven't competed. I think that's it. I haven't competed, but I've performed, I've social dance, and all the thing that it has in common is like the adrenaline factor of like being nervous, being that nervousness, like the fact that I'm still nervous before all these things is like a really good feeling. It means that you're in the right place, that you're in your divine path. So to me, I'm like, this is my path. And divine path. And I have a reason, like there's a bigger reason, and like this might be like a stepping stone to the big reason too, is what I feel. So I'm just a feeler.
So as a feeler, right? That's very good. Thank you very much for that explanation of your own experience through dancing as it specifically relates to the social aspect of it. It is a feeler, and we all do feel different things to our audience out there when we dance, and the feelings does different. But you do mention, though, I have to follow up. So for the clarity of our viewers to really understand that there's a bigger reason for why you dance.
Yeah.
Have you thought about what that bigger reason might be?
Kind of. I think the bigger reason is like I have a message that I need to spread that I've been it's getting weird. I have a bigger message, I think. Like I have some type of perspective that is pretty unique that I think people will eventually hear. But right now, like I'm in front of crowds teaching group classes. I love teaching group classes. I love teaching privates too because I see the light in people's face. They light up when they learn. And that's like really the place where I do my psychological stuff. The psychological, like
that's the psychology
breaking, the breaking the mental. And in group classes too, but just not on that scale, on such a large scale. But
so for you, there's more psychology in a one-on-one
a little
lesson, private lessons, than there is in a group setting.
Different types, because in a group setting you have to kind of like generalize a lot.
Exactly. Yeah.
So
absolutely.
Someone wants someone's message that is for them. Maybe they don't hear it, they're not paying attention, you know what I mean? But when I have a person in front of me, I can give them messages and it comes out of me. But in group lessons, I think that there's a larger reason. Like dance is just like the highway to that. And maybe like my icebreaker, or like breaking into that world, just like what you're doing now. Like you started off dancing and now you have a podcast, you have a book, you know, like things like that.
Exactly.
Like I think I have a message, and it'll come out when it needs to come out.
So back to that conversation of self-discovery again, right? Self-evaluation, discovering the self that is within you. Come back again to that spiritual connection that we have with dancing. It never ceases. Is there any question that you have for me, particularly as it relates to dancing and anything whatsoever? Something that you feel that needs change, that you're like, man, I want to answer on this. What is that?
Something that I feel needs change in the community?
Yeah. Or improvement?
I think we can all get better at dance etiquette. I think that's the main thing. Just education, like get better, like get educated, because once you know something, you can't unknow it anymore. So it's like just learn, like open up your horizons, understand there's different perspectives of things, and like don't judge people based on their experiences. You don't know what they're going through, you know. So when we go out in social dance, there's a collective purpose. And we need to respect that collective purpose. It's not like you're not there by yourself. You're like taking in different energies. You're giving off different energies. So be mindful of your energy, and be mindful of like, you know, running into people so many times, or like looking around, making sure like you're treating the follows appropriately. You know, you're getting them a drink. Are they thirsty? You're checking on them. You don't just dance with them and throw them out.
Yes.
Like, I see that so much. It's like all people care about is, do you want to dance with me? It's pretty selfish. It's like, can I take a break? Like, you see me, I still have my mic on. Like, you know, people just like, they don't have a respect for people. And it's probably all around in other scenes too. I'm just like speaking about our scene because what I see. So yeah, it's like if you see somebody's eating, you know, tell them buen provecho, or like, you know, I hope the meal is good, and then that's it. Care about someone. Hey, how are you? Hey, what's your name? Some people will just dance with you. They don't know your name. They don't care about your name. They don't care that you're thirsty. They don't care about your day. And it's just like, yeah, that is a little bit interesting to me, because like you don't go to another bar and you do that. Like the girls will literally like slap you across the face. Like, what are you doing?
Wow. If I may, let's unwrap this for a moment, okay? Because so that we aren't lost in what you're saying, I think, do correct me if I'm wrong, please. So I think what you're really speaking of is a respect factor.
Yeah.
That when someone does take the time, you, for example, you put in a lot, and you are just one of many followers in the dance community who put in a lot. You take time to get dressed.
Right.
You take time to put on the makeup. You take time to go out to enjoy a good social experience. And for you, in this case, for good followers, what you really would like to see is appreciation first from the followers that you dance with. Second, understanding that this time that you took and went out needs to be appreciated and respected.
Yeah.
You know, I believe, and I've said this in my classes, in my one-on-one, in my group, and in my social classes that I teach, even at TSR, it is disrespectful to want to dance with someone who is good, but you know that you're not that great and don't care about how you lead them on the floor. It is disrespectful to do that.
Absolutely.
You are not social dancing to just do what the heck you want. You're not social dancing to just say, well, I'm just trying to have fun for me. Then guess what? Dance
by yourself.
The moment you connect with another individual, this right here is power. Now you have literally linked yourself with them. What you do is important to how they respond. So for me, I advise every lead and every follow. When you physically connect with someone, you are sharing energy with them. That energy is so important. It is no longer in that moment about you.
Yeah.
It is about what do you do and how does it affect her? What does she do and how does it affect you?
Absolutely.
So I think, again, when you're talking about respect and even maybe buying drinks, say, oh my God, thank you so much. Because you're a professional. You do this for a living. You don't really have to go out and social dance. And most social dancers understand that you don't see a lot of professional out social dancing, especially, again, for me, I've been blessed to see the whole skill from ballroom to Latin to West Coast swing to country western. You know, I've made it my business to learn the different avenue so that when someone comes to me and we're having this conversation, I know what the heck I'm talking about. I know how people in country western behave and treat each other. I know how the West Coast swing community treat and serve each other. The Latin, same thing. The ballroom, I understand those facets. And I will tell you this, the common theme, that you will have some dancers who haven't taken the time to educate themselves just to learn a few dance etiquettes. How do you ask somebody to dance?
Exactly.
How do you hold somebody in a dance frame?
Keep them safe.
Keep them safe from other dancers who are not aware of their own surrounding. These are things that really professionals, we wish, I believe, to see a change in. And I think the problem goes back to social dancers turned teacher.
Yeah.
When you're a social dancer turned teacher, you aren't thinking about those etiquettes.
And not only that, like, anyone can teach, anyone can preach whatever their truth is, but there's different instructors. Like, some instructors will only teach you combinations. And probably the social dancers turn teachers because they're like, well, this is their resource. That's all they know. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is what I do. This is what I do. But then there's like educators and like people that really take the time, like you, like me, like we want to actually educate on like fundamentals of things. Like I mention these things in my group classes because I'm like, I care about a good experience all around and respecting the follows, where a lot of guys, like, they don't pay attention in class and then they think they're gonna lead the girl. It's like, you're not gonna, like, that's not how you do it. You have to respect that you come in looking not adequate, you come in smelling inadequate, and you come in broke, and then you want all these girls to dance with you. But like, why should we don't owe you anything. And you get mad when we say no. No. So it's like, this is the only scene I think that it happens in, because in other scenes, like when you walk up to the bar, you don't just grab a girl, let's go dance. With no credibility, smelling terrible. Like, I don't get it. I just don't get it. And I'm like, When did we lose our common decency? Just because we're dancers, Latin dancers.
Look, I'm laughing because this is. I'm laughing because this is the honest truth.
It's
And
no one wants to say it.
and nobody's talking about the things. Listen.
Leave it to me. Don't worry.
Yo, I gotta give you credit. I gotta give you credit for that. So since you brought it up, let's talk about it, shall we?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Have you liked this? Have you liked this channel yet? Have you liked this video? Have you subscribed? Because if you haven't liked the video and you haven't subscribed, you are not loving fearlessly or living fully. I love you. So I'm going to say all the real talk right now.
Live fully.
So, and oh, don't forget, go get a copy of your inner light. So let's unravel this, okay? Leaders. And I'm going to use both.
Men.
Yes.
And
Both.
leads.
I'm going to say both. Leaders, but mostly gentlemen.
Yeah.
Mostly gentlemen. You are attracted to dancing for many different reasons. And you know who you are. So take this seriously when you hear this comment that I'm about to make. You watched that video on YouTube and you saw those couple dancing very closely. Something inside of you triggered, oh shit, I want to do that. So your first instance where you like look up dance studios near you because you saw something's happening. If you were that person who saw this and took the time to look for a studio anywhere and you went and started to learn how to dance, you did the right thing. You did a very good thing to learn how to educate yourself because you realize that seemed hard, but it seemed easy, but I don't know how to do it. Let me be honest with myself and find somebody who knows how and teach me how. When you've done that, you set yourself on a good path. And then there are those who watch it and then imitate. Mm-hmm. You try to recreate something that you have no basics of. Without the foundation, you can't have it. The hygiene. The hygiene. This goes both ways, y'all. This goes both ways.
For sure.
I'm seriously telling you the truth. I have danced with some follows. That is a good thing. I just know how to look up. And then I've danced with, I stayed next to some leads. There's the experience that I had when you're wearing the mask and you can still smell the person's hygiene. You know that's bad. When you're wearing a mask and you can still be affected, you know that's bad. So here is what I do before I go social dancing. Number one, I have my bag, okay? In that bag, I have my hairbrush. In that bag, I have my deodorant. In that bag, I have my cologne. In that bag, I have my lotion because I have an extremely dry skin. Why do I carry a lotion with me? I'm aware that I have dry skin. And when I text somebody here, I don't want them to see the roughness of my dry skin because I didn't put on lotion. I want them to feel the smooth. So to this day, people keep telling me, oh my God, you have such a soft skin, such a soft body. I take care of my body so that I can be accepted when I take someone hands on the dance floor. Number two, I want to smell good, and I groom myself very well because, again, in our present time, when you're standing there with someone, you're spending time. Look good. If you look good, you will feel good. If you feel good, there is no limit to the things that you can accomplish, like Noelia talks about, right? Absolutely. The spirit of something inside of you you're willing to do. Then there is another thing that I must do. I either have a mint in my bag or I have a gum. I don't like to chew gum when I'm dancing, so guess what? I have a toothpaste and a toothbrush so I can brush my teeth because I feel so, and again, my students, they know this. When I'm teaching my group classes or my one-on-one, this is my test. If I can do this and I can smell that, I'm smelling. If I can see something,
you take it to the next level for sure. You're like a neat, like
but
a clean
why?
freak.
The question is why. People pay me a lot of money to do this, and it's something that I happen to love, and I would do it for free. I paid to do it, and I would have done it for free if it wasn't the world that we live in that require us to, have some money, But people pay me so much money to do this, so I take it very seriously. when I'm with them.
But what about if they didn't pay you money?
I would still do the same thing.
Yeah.
Because why?
saying.
Even if they're not, my point, I take it to that extra level, right? When I go social dancing, ain't nobody pay me to social dance. But I know I'm amongst people like you that I want to sit next to and feel good. If I'm sitting next to you and I don't feel good, I probably won't be myself. So gentlemen and ladies, just do the self-evaluation.
And it's more like
That's good.
attitude, because I go to
That's it. That's enough. And if you go to most clubs, some clubs have people in the bathrooms
yes,
that are
absolutely.
attendants. And these guys are working there. They bring all these little things. They bring gums, they bring hot toy, they bring deodorant, they bring lotions. Why? They will know that people will be sweating when they social dance and that you will use the bathroom. Go in there, wash your hand, ask them for some of these things, use it. Use the Listerine, even that is better than anything else. Use it, come back out feeling fresh. You will feel so great when you ask the person for the next dance. And hopefully you take the guy in the bathroom too, because he paid a lot of money to get those things. So
And like, yeah,
if you can elaborate a little bit more
Yeah,
on
like-
your personal experience with those things, because I think this is good.
personally, physically, yes, it's a very important, like all the things you're saying, like hygiene. And aside from that also is like your attitude. It's like if you came out just to take advantage of classes, take advantage of like people, take advantage of physical touch from the people you're dancing with, and you barely put in any effort to make yourself like feel good and feel better, like you're just taking. You're just a vampire. Like you're an energy vampire.
That suck up blood.
Yeah, you just came, you sucked it, and then you leave. Like, I mean, give something back.
What is that something that you think should be given back?
It comes with energy. It's a good energy. Give someone a conversation. Give someone a drink. Give someone a nice dance. Give the teacher your undivided attention. Go to like. There's so many ways you can add to things without like just coming and taking. Because eventually people will know. It's like you rolled out of bed and you pulled up, and now you want to just like take it, dance with every girl in the room. Not care about how they're doing, not care about their name. Like, you just want to rub up on her and be weird. Like, you never took a lesson, you didn't pay for any classes, you're just literally just... That's like, but I think like that's coming also into the bachata scene a lot. Because bachata, I don't know what it is about it, it attracts these people. Other scenes, they don't. Like, I don't know if in ballroom there's that problem, because it's like people really invest in their craft.
Yes.
People really invest in salseros. They take classes. They invest in their craft. Bachateros, they take a few classes and then they're good, and then they're just like, I want to feel about
Then
this
everybody
girl.
want to do the body
I want to be
roll.
doing the close position. Like, you want to just do the close position, and then when I'm like out of breath, I'm thirsty, you don't care. All right, so that's my main complaint, is like just dance etiquette in general, overarching umbrella. It's like, and maybe it's on us, the instructors, to say something. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe it's up to us.
Yes, I absolutely
is.
agree.
Yes.
It is definitely on us, the instructors, to say something and to do it in a way that is inviting. You know, people come into dancing. Number one, if you're an instructor, understand that when someone comes to your classes, their first intention, they want to learn something. Whatever that something is, they probably haven't realized how to yet. Accept that they're there to learn. That's number one. And treat them in a way that is inviting, that is inclusive, that is passionate. Now, I have had the opportunity of talking with people. Like, when I get to know the person, I've seen it the second time, and maybe they still have the same hygiene problem, I talk to them in private, separately. And the conversation can be simple as this. No one likes to be lectured and giving advice without unsolicited.
Yeah.
Unsolicited. So if you feel like you're dancing with somebody, but now you've become a little bit close, you realize who this person is, and you want to give them advice, get to know them first. So some experience that I would share with you is a particular gentleman that I know and very close with, pretty good now, is that the first question is, ask them how they're doing, what's their day, get to know who they are, find out, why do you dance? What is it about dancing that you really like? Let them tell you, based on what they tell you, and this is again the psychology of dance. It's so important. Going back again, relating to what you said earlier, again, you have to get to take the time to know somebody. That said, not everyone in the social dance scene feel like they need to be there to know everybody. They just want to dance. That's fine. If that's what you want to do it. If you ain't got time for me, I probably won't have time for you either, right? But if I take the time to ask your name, just share your name with me. And if I take the time to want to get to know you, take the time to get to know me. If you have somebody that desire for dancing to tell you, use that as the way in. For example, say, hey, I just really want to get to know and meet people. I say, okay, that's great. One of my advice to him was that, listen, man, it's very important the energy that we present. So I took the advice, like, for example, what attracted you to come to my class? He told me, you seem like you really care about people, you really care about everyone in your class, and you truly cater to everyone in your class. So the ability and your energy affects everyone in a positive way. I said, great. Thank you for that. My advice to you, let that energy be yours. Go home today, think about how you can change the next time you come to class. I kid you not, the next class, dudes walking in, nicely dressed and clean up and everything. Yes. So personal hygiene is important. Spiritual connection is important. And again, as we dive into the next topic here, remember to subscribe, like, and comment. And again, give Noelia feedback. If you're in the DMV, find her at Lima Twist every Tuesday, and every occasion that you find her at the Salsa Room. And if you're interested in learning from someone as good and caring as us, she is someone I would highly recommend.
Thank you. Thank you, Abraham.
Next up, you're very welcome.
It was a pleasure being on your show.
It has been.